I'm going to try to sit as close to the light as possible so you guys get a good view. But this is in response to um, Taryn. I know she changed her name to a new spiritual name, which is beautiful. Um, and so this is response to her current video regarding it's about ritual, not politics or racism. And so I'm going to get into that. If you guys don't know, I'm Najaam Lee, and I have my own website, which is najaamlee.com, and I've been on a new shift lately, and it's been going on for a while, but taken really seriously since late December, early January. This is my first time. Well, today I went officially showing my locks today. Usually I would do this and keep this more private, my hair. But today, with certain situations, I had to go and rock them out today. But they're coming along. I've had locks before. So these are my second set, which I'm really, really happy. So they're free form. I'm just going to try to fix this just a little bit so you guys have a better view. But anyway, this is not about my hair or anything like that. It's free form now, but yeah, this is not about my hair. This is about responding to the video and the topic that's going on. And with Taryn, I really, really, really agree with her with a lot that she's saying. And I really think that it's just time with a lot of things. So over the weekend, if you don't know, if you're not in the United States, over the weekend, they call it white supremacy, neo-Nazis came tumbling into like tumbleweeds, I would say, into Virginia area to a just really trying to, I guess, stand up towards the removal of the Confederate flag, which has been there for several decades. And so it's time to remove it. Why? Because the Confederate flag was known for, you know, white supremacy, that it colonized those areas as they ruled, and everything according to their way, their law, whatever stands. And so it's no longer that. We're living in 2017. It's an interracial, multicultural, mixed state. And those periods of 17th century, 16th century time period is over. Like, it has passed. And so these people are trying to hold on to something which, if we understand how America came about, or any other place that people have came to and tried to conquer, a lot of slaughtering and killing and bullying and taking over and manipulation have been done. And so since white have always ruled, I don't understand what this whole debate is, since they've been ruling still. You get me? So anyways, that's what happened over the weekend. And with their stampede, they not only injured over 18, 19 people or more, they've also killed 3 people. And in the midst of this, so we already know the repetition of this because we've been seeing it for hundreds and hundreds of years, centuries and centuries and centuries of this. It's a repetition of power, mind control, and physical control, domination. Since we know this pattern, we have to understand this is coming from a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional frequency. from what I'm understanding, what Taryn is trying to explain, right? We have to stop repeating this pattern. And it's true. We have to stop it because we know this particular game, this chess game. We've got to understand how this game is being played. And this game is being played for only one way and one side. And it's being played over and over in a very, very similar way. But the thing is, we're not waking up to it. We are not really going after waking up to it. So with this particular incident, everyone's shocked, protesting, going forward, and all this other stuff, which I think some people just need to do. But at some point, we have to snap out of it and see there's a bigger thing going on. There's a bigger thing happening. And I've known this for many years now. I have studied mystery school, Egyptology, the Mayans. I really studied, especially when I entered into back in year 2000, of getting into Ayurveda and chakras and trying to understand the body, especially my own body, but also this pull of wanting to do healing and this pull of wanting to really understand. At some point, especially when I had my daughter, I began on this quest of becoming a seeker. And as a seeker, you not only are learning only one religion, you learn from that religion, you move on to the next. Wherever you're being pulled, you're learning, you're schooling, you're being schooled for it. And so this has been going on for so many years with me. From a kid, I've been having experiences of intuitive reading people's mind or reading people, their body, can tell what's going on with them. I do tarot readings, I do chakra alignment. Like, I understand all that stuff in meditation. So what Taryn is saying is not loco. It's all true and all factual. I would highly suggest, because it's on the internet, is the Emerald Tablets. Is a highly advanced type of information. You've got to read it, which they do state. You got to read that book at least 100 times to get a gist of understanding, for certain things to be downloaded into you, and so certain veils can open up for you. So she is right. So this particular gateway that's open, which everyone's calling the Lion's Gate, because we're in the timing of Leo being the lion, it coincides with the Lion's Gate being open. 8 door, right? 8 by 8. That frequency, and when you add 8 by 8, we can go into all that another time, but that frequency is open, that gateway is open. There are keys there that needs to be downloaded into you. The lion deals with the sun, looking towards the east. You've got to stand towards the east, or where the sun is rising and where the sun is setting. Okay, so if you're one of those people that wake up early in the morning, I would highly suggest go outside and stand in the direction of the rising sun and allow it to rise above you. Great place is the beach to do that. Same way with the setting of the sun. Like tonight, I was out with the setting of the sun and getting that into me. Even if you don't get like it directly looking at you, because I know clouds come in and stuff, but the rays are there. Allow the rays to penetrate you. And so she talking about this is really great, because there's a whole bunch of people talking, but I think there has to be a point where, okay, we got to wake up and stop. We have to stop feeding the news. Like I was saying in one of my videos, is that it's time to stop watching the news. It's time to stop it. It's time to stop reading about it, plugging into it, let it go, because majority of it is made for you to ignite fear, anger, hate, stress, worry, all these other factors. These are low dimensional frequencies which begin from the first dimensional all the way to the third dimension. Okay, you can look at it from the chakra perspective, the lower parts of your chakras, the lower parts of your body, right? So from the first chakra, second chakra, and third chakra, you're looking at only in that region they are really dealing with to anchor you and pull you in. And so you've got to like wake up and start saying, I've got to work on me in order to get out of this Maya matrix. You just have to do it. Like, people think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, whatever. They're just transcending. I mean, they do these things and create horror and horrific way for you to have these mental imprints, and these symbolisms that are in these particular pictures are implanted into your subconscious. And so the subconscious is so filled with all this planting of these negative seeds that a lot of times you wonder, what's going on? I feel happy, but somehow I'm not really happy. Like, I feel like I want to do certain things, but sometimes, like, I just get down and I don't want to do it. Those are things lingering in your subconscious, okay, which is foreign objects in you. And these foreign objects, that is why I want to do Inner Awakening in India. If you want to learn more about it, go over to gofundme.com/2 Inner Awakening, and I'll put that down below. A lot of times we have these incompletions or things lingering and we don't know where they're stemming from. They're so deep and hidden in our subconscious and planted there. We didn't plant them there. Things that are poured into both focal points of the eyes, especially, those are how they feed you. You're being fed all this information. So yes, they want you to get irate. They want you to go out and protest and do all these things, which to them is a laughing stock. But at the same time, it feeds them. It's like, oh, more energy. Oh yes, like this. Let's just keep them there. Oh, it's working. Okay, we'll feed them more of this. We feed them more of this. It's working. It's working. The moment that you stop feeding into it, the moment that you stop like looking at it, is the moment that they're gonna get like freaked out and they're gonna be like, what should we do? What's going on? What well, that's not working. Well, we gotta try something else. They go into frenzy. And have you ever seen some of them go into frenzy? These dark beings, which we know of, they're coming from the grays. And there are certain other ones that have come in through the portal and are on this plane that do not belong on this plane. They're yeah, it's really, really serious and it's really, really deep. And we gotta wake up out of our slumber. We gotta wake up out of this like craziness, that's been happening. I'm like, really look at it. Really look at it, y'all. Really, really look. There's no coincidence. These are all alignments. Okay? And this is why you have to like work on yourself. So the moment you like shut off the TV, just shut it off. It's not giving you what. Just put a camera up and tape yourself, and just don't be aware of it, and just watch TV. You go into a zombie state. You are not yourself. You are hooked. Your body is there, but your whole spiritual being is like hypnotized. That's not you. Watch your kids. You ever watch kids? You call them, you put them in front of the TV. It could be cartoons. I remember seeing this with my daughter when she was younger. Put them cartoons emanating. I'd call them, call their name, call their name, call their name, call their name. And they will just be so comatose in front of the TV. Just, you know, you gotta wake up. You gotta shut that down. Games the same way, especially these really really war type games. These really killing criminalistic games. Seriously, they're embedded with symbolism and encodings. You cannot be playing those games, y'all. They're embedded in you for a reason, because yes, there are certain games that actually, because they have encoded you by you playing it over and over and getting to the next level, left level, right? That you wonder, well, where do these young kids come from with these, like, all these weapons, killing up kids at schools and bombing, doing all this stuff. Been playing video games. What video game? Really check it. What's being downloaded? There's something being downloaded. There's a movie that I watched the other day. Um, God, I can't remember it. The Kingsman. Yeah, The Kingsman. And I was just like, they're doing it through the phones. They're doing it through certain things are setting up where they did test it. Like, what if we turn up the frequency and homeboy who didn't have a chip in him went ballistic and killing all these people? That is actually what happened. It's just that they just put in a movie. You know, these are the things that are actually happening, right? But they want you to think like, oh, this is just a movie. Oh, this is like just a game. Oh, this is not real. These are the things they play upon with you, you know. But you're a very equipped, strong, beautiful spiritual being that's just being played because you're in this particular casing. So I want you to understand something. Third dimensional frequency is going to be here, right? These are the lower dimensions. It's not going to go over to fourth dimension or fifth dimension. That's not going to happen. There is another planet. The other planet they're talking about, the name is Tara, Tara. Go look it up. I've been knowing about Tara since 2002, 2003, okay? I don't know why. Scientists always hold shit back until the last minute and just like want to put stuff out. That thing been happening. Mother Earth been creating a replica since early 2000, okay? And it's Tara, all right? It's the same replica and everything. What is that? It's a fifth dimensional planet, right? So the transition is happening. When that alignment happens, there's going to be a particular alignment of both Earth and Tara in alignment, right? At some point it's going to happen. And what's going to happen is just the same way in Atlantis it happened, where for the 3 days of darkness went in and then came out onto the other side into lower frequency. What's going to happen is when you slide, when they align, after the third day or third night of darkness, you're going to wake up in your bed. Some people will be there and some people won't. Husband and wife. If a wife is on a higher frequency, she won't be there. Husband on lower frequency, he will still be there. People are going to just elevate out to that fifth dimensional frequency because they have not only downloaded their coding, but also have changed the way they are doing style of life. They have aligned. They're not eating the certain foods that the third dimensional, second dimensional want you to eat, right? So what happens is, you guys gotta wake up, is that when those alignments happen, okay, and you wake up after that third night, the next day, there's going to be an massive control happening, which is those people that are kept on the third dimension when that shift happens of Tara and Earth. What's going to happen is those on the third dimension, a war is going to happen where you guys will be embedded with the chip. It is going to go into your arm. Okay, this is going to be a mandate. That's is what is going to happen. This mandate, when this happens, some people will fight it and get killed. Some people going to bow to it and just do it. But that mandate will happen when this shift takes place. And I'm sorry for those people. I am so sorry for those people. But you've got to wake up. That's third dimensional frequency, pulling you down back into, shifting back into second dimensional frequency, which is below animalistic way. Like there's animal and then there's below animal. Why would you want to live below animal frequency? That doesn't make any sense. You are made to live higher frequency. We used to be in sixth dimensional, all of us, until these particular beings and changes happen and pulled us out of that sixth dimensional frequency. We were sixth dimensional beings. It was light, it was beautiful, it was ecstasy. You hear children, when you talk to small kids, they'll talk to you about it, how beautiful it was that they were doing, you know, until these dark beings came down and start wanting to like take control, and they start feeding through and creating these particular what would you call it, contracts and systems. And so they got you focused on, okay, we gotta make money, just make money. Got you doing stuff while they're doing the more occult, spiritual stuff of trying to connect. Occult means hidden. So, yes, those things that are hidden, we don't want them to know. Let's keep them just doing what they're doing. Why should we elevate them? We be the elevated ones. You know? So, it's really, really deep, y'all. Really, really deep. And it's very important that you do the changes that you gotta do, and you start waking up and investigating. Only you can do it yourself. And once you do it, then you're going to see exactly what what was intended for you. So, like, all these things that they want you to believe of stress and depression and all these other stuff are just low dimensional frequency. And sorry about the noise. But yeah, just focus on those things, and you will definitely start coming out of the third dimensional frequency and into a higher plane of fourth dimensional, so that you're prepared for fifth dimensional transfer. And that's what we want. So if you have any questions or anything like that, leave it below. But this was in response to Taryn's video, which was really great. She did a great job explaining, and just wanted to respond and say, yeah, you're on point. Definitely. I know there was other things you talked about, but I think what I said, that's what just came to mind. And yeah, so alright guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, because before it gets any noisier and stuff, it'll echo in the background. So I'll talk to you in another video. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this information. Bye guys.